Yeah, we're on Facebook. Right, we're on. Right, do you want to start then? Or should we give it a minute?
I'll let you. It's up to you. Should we give it 30 seconds? Should we start it or what?
Yeah. Wait, see if a couple more people join.
I'll let you introduce.
So a quick sip before we start. Right. I think good to go.
Yeah, go on.
Alright, so hello everybody, welcome to the first proper NBF radio show live. Still streaming from home, again, another week closer to getting into the studios. And it's a big day for us today, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, very big.
We obviously set 2 weeks ago, did the giveaway, and I mean, it did a lot better than we could ever imagine. So thank you to everyone that shared, entered, liked, retweeted everything for it.
And something we'd look at doing again later in the year as well.
100%, yeah.
We appreciate your support so much, and to give something back.
Good to give back.
It's good to give back, exactly. We never mind doing that. The support that you've all shown us is it's blown us away, really. So, yeah, anything we can do to give a little bit back, we will do that. So
yeah,
it's definitely something we'll want to do later in the year.
And obviously the winner's going to be announced at 6 o'clock at the end of the show, but we've got plenty to get through today, haven't we? So do you want to introduce?
Yeah, so we're going to be reacting to this week's European action, see how the English teams got on, and then we've got a little debate in the depth of that, and then we're going to be looking ahead to the English teams in action next week. For this week, there's actually a game tonight, so I'm sure we'll go and watch that as soon as the show's finished. Then we're going to be looking in the EFL, where we've seen, oh god, there's been loads of stuff.
As I say, there's plenty to talk about there.
Managers sacked, takeovers and whatnot, and then after we've done all that, we will be deciding the one lucky person. We won't be deciding.
No, it is
we'll
a
be
wheel.
revealing. It will be randomly selecting the one lucky person to win the mystery shirt box.
And I mean, hours have gone into writing out every single name on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Over 250?
I think there's over 300, I'm not too sure. I mean, well, we'll see later anyway. But one lucky winner.
So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Right, so let's start in Europe. And we'll start off with Liverpool. I think they needed that really, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. It was a big result for them. I mean, the game was... Thought Leipzig...
Expecting a lot more from Leipzig.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't look on it. The passing was off, and Upamecano, I think that's how you say it. Obviously, he's been linked with this big money move to Bayern Munich, and he looked proper off it. His passing just...
Is it official, his move now?
I'm not too sure.
I think he kind of took his eye off the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's a big thing in that league, and I mean, it's one of the things they aim for really, the move to Bayern Munich, because they do nick the best players from every single team, and that's how they keep winning the league.
Defenders as well, Hummels,
yeah,
Sule.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a big signing for them as well, and I think it will be one to push for, but not one to remember for him the other night, and not one to remember for Leipzig.
No, in credit, I did think Liverpool were very good. They're just a different beast in Europe, aren't they? Yeah,
well, I think they are showing it really. They've still got the injury problems. I didn't think that Kabak looked too bad.
No, I think he looked quite good.
Yeah, and I think they can only build up from there. And I mean, like I say, you just think the injuries they've got, the players have got to come back. I mean, if they can get them. I mean, I don't know how long Van Dijk is he still rest of the season? Because I know there was a rumour.
I don't think we would see him again this season.
Yeah, but I mean, still, they've got plenty of players to come back, and I'm sure they'll build upon it.
Right, so Liverpool were the only English team in action in the Champions League this week. The other standout fixture is, sure without a doubt, Barcelona 1, Paris Saint-Germain 4.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Well,
I mean,
we act like we're shocked, but should we really be that shocked? Barcelona are certainly not what they were.
No, 100%. I mean, we were saying the other day, 10 years ago, we could list off like that team now.
Yeah.
Now it's just they've got a load of academy and they're bringing them up too soon. I mean, I'm sure in 5 years' time, if they can keep hold of some of the talents they've got, they'll be all right. But I mean, the debt they're in at the moment, just the lack of quality, which is sickening, really. If you think of Barca's standards, I mean, literally Messi is probably the greatest of all time. I mean, it's a debate.
I'm sure we'll have on another occasion.
But I mean, there's only a certain amount that one man can do, and
yeah, definitely.
They were ripped apart.
I found Barcelona, Ronald Koeman, I found it a bit of a strange appointment. I think, he did a good job at Southampton. I don't think it was anything extraordinary, but it was a solid job. And he rightly got a move to Everton off the back of that, where I don't really think he didn't plant any trees, did he? And then he got the Dutch job, which he must be on so much money, because if I was a Dutchman, if I managed England, and Barcelona come in, it'd take quite a lot of money.
With it, I think with the incentive in his old club,
maybe,
and I think that probably was.
But that wouldn't top the honour of being the manager of my country. I still don't think, but.
No, well, it's a debate.
He took that move. And
it is a strange one, nonetheless. I mean, he has been very poor, and like you say, just the lack of quality. I mean, and you look at the players like Messi's getting on. If he's in the final year of his contract, I mean, he's looking like he could be going elsewhere, whether he will or not. I don't know. And PK's getting on. I think he's 34. Busquets, another one. He must be. I mean, they've got a couple of Frankie De Jong. I think he was impressive for Ajax. Whether he can sort of. I mean, you got to think he's still only young, and like I say, they have got a lot of. It's just the debt that they've got. Will they have to sell these promising youngsters to pay off the debt?
So a tweet I saw. I think it was Gary Lineker who tweeted this in the week after the game. And I think it was quite accurate, to be fair. It's are we witnessing a changing of the guard here at the Nou Camp? Which can only mean, to me, meant, Lionel Messi has been one of, if not the greatest footballer of all time. But we're seeing the emergence now of new, younger talent. Kylian Mbappe went and scored a hat-trick at the Nou Camp, which 10 years ago, an away player scoring a hat-trick at the Nou Camp, I think.
Well, it was unheard of.
Yeah, exactly. It just didn't happen. And then you've got Erling Braut Haaland, who got Dortmund, it's still the second leg, but
he did get him out, and he
bailed him out.
Time again, it's down on a 20-year-old lad.
So we were talking about this in the week. Which one do we prefer? And I'm going to let you start.
I mean, I think the thing is, you've got to put on paper, they are both absolutely extraordinary players, and they are generational talents. I mean, it is overused, but I think they're the only two that have any sort of potential, I think, to fulfil the likes of Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And I mean, I said the other day, I prefer Haaland. I think they've obviously they're different players, but I just think Haaland, he's powerful, and I mean, when he hits it, it stays hit. It takes the net off. I just think he's just a fantastic footballer. He can score from near enough anywhere. And
you see, I'm a massive Mbappe fan. I think he's a different gravy. He's different to Ronaldo and Messi, if that makes sense.
Oh, 100%.
He's a different, but I've never seen a player quite like him. He's just lightning.
He is
quick,
rapid, yeah.
And the reason he's going to get discredited, I think, is because he's playing in Ligue 1.
And the thing is,
But, he's playing in Ligue 1, yes, but he's gone to the Nou Camp and scored a hat-trick. Barcelona aren't what they were, but that is still some achievement at 22 years old. And, he's won a World Cup.
And scored in the final.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I do think it's a bit harsh on him to say the league he's playing in, because he's done it time and time again in Europe. Remember against Man City, when I think he was only 18 at the time. And you just think but I just think Haaland, personally. I mean, like I say, there's not much in between them. I think Haaland.
Oh no, I'm not.
I do
I'm
think
pleased
that-
to not think I'm discrediting Haaland.
I
He's
do
an amazing
think, I do think
prospect.
Mbappe's probably better now. I just think if I was to pick one for my team, I'd rather have Haaland. I mean, he's 20 and he's.
I don't think 2 years is going to make much of a difference.
I don't. The way that Haaland's been. I mean, by 22, I'd hate to think how many career goals he'll have.
Yeah,
I mean, the way he scores at the moment, and you forget he's younger than us.
God,
And he's out
really,
there.
I really do feel old.
Yeah, and you just think, Jesus, how is it happening? But no, with Mbappe, I mean, the only thing that you could really discredit him for is, like, say, playing in Liga, and which, I mean, I've watched enough of it, and it is
It's not the greatest.
No.
I'd say it's the poorest out of the top.
top five,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
If you call in the top five.
it'd be Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A.
Yeah, it's definitely the poorest quality. Because it
100%.
is-
Yeah.
unless you get a complete anomaly like you did the league wrapped up by mid-April.
But then again, you could probably say that about German league, the Italian league.
I suppose you
this
could,
year.
what you can say about Haaland is he's not playing for Bayern Munich, which is another thing in his favour.
And it doesn't look like, I mean, it's heavily linked that he's going to Real Madrid. So that might be one to watch out for. It might be the new. I mean, if Mbappe ends up going, well, I think he was talking about Real Madrid running after Mbappe as well. I mean, if they had them both
I think they'd be.
sorted for the next
Do you
10
reckon
years.
they could play together though?
I mean, why not?
I don't know whether they're both amazing players, but how many times do you see teams trying to shoehorn so many good players into a side and they just don't have the.
Yeah, I do think it would be a bit of a weird one to get both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Real
Set them back a bit, Bob, wouldn't it?
well, I mean, you look at what did they pay for him? 180 million.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at for them both. But to be honest, for a club like Real Madrid, they could probably afford it,
I suppose. Well,
even with all the COVID crisis going on.
we shall see, but obviously I am very much in the Mbappe camp here, and you're in the Haaland one. I'm sure that debate is one that will get greater and more prominent over time. So, your favourite competition, the Europa League. We'll start off with Manchester United. 4-0 win. They looked quite good last night, in fairness.
Yeah, I mean, I remember saying, I said, I don't think there'll be pushovers for Real Sociedad, but I mean, the thing is, it's a fantastic result for him. I mean, 4 away goals. I mean, they're as good as through, really, aren't they?
They're not going to throw that away.
No, not at home, and it's.
I think they can safely probably put a bit of a weakened side out and
I don't think
start planning for the next round, really.
Yeah, I don't think he'll weaken it too much because, I mean, we've seen
disrespectful,
yesterday.
but-
Yeah, I mean, accused of nearly pulling it back against Young Boys in one leg. I mean, it is doable, but like I say, I do think they're as good as through, and they did look good.
Yeah.
And Bruno Fernandes, I mean, he just continues doing what he's doing, doesn't he?
So, Arsenal, we watched the game last night together. I thought first half you looked quite poor, really. Then again, I think it was a poor match.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think Benfica looked. I mean, I don't think you looked great, but I don't think Benfica looked good either.
No, I thought Benfica were there for taking. I didn't think they were good at all.
Alfie actually missed the penalty incident because he decided to go to the toilet. But now you've watched it back. What do you think of that?
I did say it's one of them ones where if it's given against you, you're annoyed, but if it's not given for you, then you probably complain a bit. I mean, they have this whole rule, if it bounces off you and it's your arm, but he shouldn't have his arm up there, in my opinion. I mean, if you there is he, Emile Smith Rowe, but I mean, it stands. You can't do anything about it, can you? And good response.
Well, Arsenal probably wouldn't have responded like that a few weeks ago,
No,
if that makes sense.
I mean, it was a really well worked goal.
Yeah,
I
very
mean,
good.
Odegaard and build up. I thought he had a really good game yesterday. He is very slow. I didn't realise sort of how slow he is, but he makes up for it with. I mean, his passing's brilliant. He picks the right pass, and especially for someone his age, he just looks a lot more mature. And I think the only issue was we weren't getting the ball into him enough. And I think in the next leg in Athens, the
home
leg.
Athens.
See,
now you know how it
feels.
feels.
I was about to say,
Now you know how
I
it
feel
feels
like
to have your home
Yeah.
games in a different city. But
Well, different country.
different country.
But, hopefully, if we can get the ball into him, and that can be the big turning point, because that was the thing. I mean, on another day, that would have been
I mean,
a
on another
4-1
day,
win.
I think Aubameyang has a hat-trick.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that first one is for a player of Aubameyang's quality, but I mean, like I say, we've made it in the Europa League time and time again. We've done it the hard way, not getting a convincing win in the first leg, but
I think you're going to go through?
personally, yeah. I mean,
I think you will.
If Benfica play like that again, which, I mean, watching them this season, they haven't been anything to shout about. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be inclined to agree with you there, mate. Right, Tottenham again, as good as through. There's not really a lot you can say about Tottenham because it is Wolfsberger, but just did what they needed to do, really.
Well, you beat who's in front of you. Convincing
Exactly.
win for them, and like I say, I can't see Wolfsberger bringing it back.
I'm not sure whether their next leg is actually at home. I'm not sure. I know it's on Wednesday.
Like I say, it's confusing. Having to remember where everyone's.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Leipzig and Liverpool was played
In Budapest.
Budapest, yeah, and it's just
A lot of love for Budapest.
yeah. I don't know, but either way, I think you can call it Spurs as good as through.
Yeah, I wouldn't even, maybe even across both competitions, you've got a shout here. Game of the week, really, in terms of goals, everything that you want in a football match. Rangers, 4-3 against Royal Antwerp.
Yeah, and that first half, I mean, the end to it, I mean, is it 53rd minute?
Frantic.
Yeah, but no, good win for him, and like I say, I've only watched the highlights, but they did look poor, Antwerp, but getting the 3 goals, obviously Rangers pulling it back, it's good mentality to have.
4 away goals. I think I'm gonna put my neck on the line here and say that the next leg is actually at Ibrox.
I think
so.
it is.
I think Rangers would have to lose 2-0 to go out, wouldn't they? Which I can't see that happening because they've got the 4 away goals, and I can't see that happening.
I mean, Antwerp have looked poor in the league as
Yeah.
well, anyway. So it gives Rangers the upper hand. I mean, like I say, they're just unlucky. I don't know how long James Tavernier's out for. That's coming off injury.
right.
That's a massive miss.
James Tavernier and Kemar Roof both went off injured last night, which is a bit of a spanner in the works for Rangers. I can't see it being too damaging because I think they probably are going to win the league now, even though Celtic are on a little bit of a mini revival. But
yeah, but I mean, it looks like his full-back counterpart Barisic is stepping up to the penalty duties anyway.
He's always been a goal scorer, Barisic.
Yeah.
As well. He loves a goal. Well, obviously from the penalty spot now, but he's always been one to score off a corner as well. I think they've got a really well-rounded, nice. I'm interested. Touch wood, they get through to the next round. Interested to see who they get. I mean, I'd love to see them get an English team. I think it'd be a fantastic game.
Yeah, no, it would be, and like I say, I wouldn't really
Roll them out. So Leicester 0-0 with Slavia Prague. Disappointing, really. They had a full team out as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Brendan Rodgers. He brought Vardy and Maddison off, so he's obviously looking at the league games as well. But I mean, there's not much really to shout about there, is there?
Other than it let my bet down.
Yeah.
Next week we've got Mönchengladbach versus City. In the Champions League, it just seems to be like chalk and cheese. Really, they keep wanting to go for it. They keep would you say that? I mean, they not put all their eggs in that basket, but it's definitely the one they want to win, isn't it?
100%.
And they keep, like Lyon last year when they went out to Monaco.
Yeah, I mean, they are getting close.
Tottenham,
They were
that.
very unlucky, really, to put it that way.
Yeah.
And now whether they would have gone through or not, obviously you've got the Llorente handball. Obviously the rules changed, but last year
Don't hold your bias, Dan.
I mean last year against Lyon, I thought they that was one. I mean, no respect to Lyon, but they had to go through really there, didn't
definitely.
they? I don't think Lyon were anything to shout about, but it seems Pep seems to panic at the big moment. He changes his tactics, doesn't he? And I think with the squad they've got, you'd have thought on paper Mönchengladbach could be an easy game for him.
How are Mönchengladbach doing?
They started off really well,
Yeah.
but I think they've dropped off dropped off the top now and are not playing as well. But they've got a few decent players.
7th in the league.
Yeah, and they were up there at the start of the season.
Their
Dropped
squad.
off Zakaria, is it?
Matthias Ginter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis Zakaria, he's good.
Alisson
player.
Plea, of course, how can we forget about him as well.
Yeah.
But I can't see Man City having too many issues here. They might, it might not be a cruise, but
Nah, I was just looking at the comments. Someone's obviously created a new account.
right.
Right, moving on.
So Premier League.
Yeah, we'll get to the predictions.
Start off, there's a game tonight, Wolves versus Leeds.
Well, really, Wolves, I mean, we spoke about them enough this season, haven't we?
Yeah.
How poor they've been. And the thing is, Leeds, I mean, they're always getting applauded. So, I mean, we watched the game the other day. Even when they were 4-0 down, they still go for it, don't they? I mean, the United game, another example, 6-2. They always go for it and they don't change for the opponent that's in front of them. And I think that's something to praise them for. I mean, like you say, at 4-0 down, you could just easily throw in the towel and give up, but bringing it back, I mean, it wasn't another Newcastle moment, thankfully.
Nah.
But like I say, it's I think it would be a good game, in all honesty. I think Wolves will be looking...
Could you say Wolves are back on track a little bit? Three undefeated, beat you, drew with Leicester, which isn't really a bad result,
No.
and then beat Southampton away last week.
Yeah, well... Southampton game and I watched the Arsenal game, I thought they were absolutely terrible in the first half and the red card changed the game, and I even thought down to 9 men they didn't look anything special, but I mean when you're playing against 9 men, I mean it was handed to you on a plate, isn't it? And I mean the Southampton game again, I didn't think they looked too brilliant, but I mean when you're playing poor and getting results, it is a sign of a good team really. I think they did well, obviously Jimenez being the main miss. I think Willian Jose is almost a bit of a light. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's got off the mark yet, has he? But
no, but I like his style of play, if that makes sense. I mean, he's got potential to be quite good.
And I think it would be a good game. I mean, what's your predictions for it?
I'm gonna go for goals in this one. I'm gonna go Wolves 2, Leeds United 2.
So I'm gonna go Leeds to win. I'm gonna go 2-1 Leeds.
We shall see.
100%.
A team who've come in for a lot of credit this season, really hit a snag. I think it's 6 defeats on the bounce now. Southampton face Chelsea in the early kick-off tomorrow. Chelsea, obviously, we spoke enough about how they've improved under Thomas Tuchel, and I can only really see a Chelsea win here.
Yeah, well, like you say, I think he's not lost yet, has he, Tuchel? And Southampton just an absolutely torrid run of form. I think the last win was at Anfield.
You just reminded me, we forgot to speak about Chelsea at Atletico.
Yeah, did
next
we?
week.
Oh, well,
we can come back to that.
We'll come back to it,
that,
yeah. I mean, Tuchel, Chelsea under Tuchel, they've...
back in the top 4 now.
Yeah, and I said the other day, didn't I, that I didn't think they'd get back to it. But Southampton, for the start of the season they've had, dropped. It's gone from bad to worse. I mean, that 9-0 was just a bit of a kick in the teeth for them, wasn't it? And the loss to Wolves will hurt them. So like we say, how poor Wolves. It's like kicking a man when he's down, isn't it? Really, and I think it has got a Southampton win on there. I think. I mean, I called it the other week.
I can't see it.
I mean, I can't keep calling it. You know, Chelsea in terrible form. Could it be the time for Southampton to turn it around?
I know you love your outlandish predictions like this, but I can't see it. I'm going to go Southampton 1, Chelsea 3.
I'm going to go for it. I want to go 2-1 Southampton.
Okay. Like you say, you love your little outlandish predictions here, but Burnley, West Brom. I think this could be game of the weekend.
Yeah, well, to be honest, you said that about Palace Burnley, and it didn't turn out that badly. But no, I think I watched the full 90 of Burnley Fulham the other day, And do you know what? Burnley didn't look too bad on another day that they'd have won that, and they should have won that really. And I mean, dare I say it, give Fulham a bit of a fighting chance. Not really. I mean, there's still 6 points adrift. And obviously Burnley coming up against another team that are really...
We are at, I know I say this every week now, but we are at do or die for West Brom now, aren't we?
I think it is over. I mean, 12 points. If they don't beat Burnley, I mean, I say this every time, every game they play, if they don't beat Burnley, that's it.
Yeah.
Surely, because if Newcastle get a result against, is it Man United?
No.
Whether they do, but it happened was it last season?
Yeah, it
Matty
did.
Longstaff, yeah. I think you can't call them out of it, and I think, at West Brom, we're going to go for the win, but if Burnley can't take the chances like they didn't against Fulham, then could it be a West Brom away win at Turf Moor?
Do you know what? I think it might. I'm going to go Burnley.
I'm going to do the reverse. I don't think West Brom have got it in them, and I know Burnley aren't.
I think they look
too bad.
I really like the look at Diagne.
And
Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I think he should
have got the winner. Should have
been
a bit more composed, which is a bit unlike him. But no, I'm going to go for a Burnley win. I'm going to go 1-0, and I think it could be the end of West Brom's time in the Premier League.
Right. Then we've got the Merseyside derby, Liverpool versus Everton. So Liverpool, as bad as they've been, in the league this season, as bad as they've been recently, Everton they never seem to be able to buy a win at Anfield. Can you see that changing this week?
I mean, to be honest with you, you wouldn't have said it about Burnley. You wouldn't have said it about Brighton. I mean, City couldn't buy a win at Anfield, and look what happened there. So, I do think you can't put Everton out of it. I mean, especially with the season they've had, who would have thought it? But I mean, it is probably Liverpool's game early into it, I'd say. I mean, we watched the game, the 2-2, and I thought Liverpool probably deserved to win that. And I think Liverpool will win the game at Anfield. I'm going to go 2-1.
Look, I think Everton have not got anyone in there. The Merseyside derbies, the last few at Anfield have been quite eventful, haven't they? You've got the Pickford.
I'm just looking at the comments here. How many World Darts Championships has Eric Bristow won?
Liverpool, Everton, I think there's not much of a chance for... Sorry, not me off my stride now.
God, it's alive, isn't it? It's quite nerve-wracking.
There's a much bigger chance for Everton because there's no fans in Anfield.
Yeah.
Last few at Anfield have been so eventful. I think it was 5-2 last season. Then you had Liverpool's under-18s beating Everton in the FA Cup.
And I mean,
then
not that long ago, the Pickford.
Yeah, Origi,
disaster class. Yeah.
And I think Liverpool are going to keep up their winning run here at Anfield against Everton. I'm going to go Liverpool 2, Everton 0.
Yeah. Spot on, right.
Fulham, Sheffield United. Fulham with a real chance here with Newcastle having a tough fixture.
Well, I mean, we've said it time and time again. I don't think Sheffield United have looked as bad as the results have gone for them. But I think Fulham, I mean, we give them credit. They've drawn, they're unbeaten in 6 away.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know obviously they're at home, but I think that sort of form, it might be encouraging for them. I mean, like I say, still 6 points behind, but like I say, with Newcastle with a tough game at Old Trafford, it's a massive game for them. And I think if they win, I'd be nervous if I was a Newcastle fan. If they don't, going to Old Trafford and really needing at least a point against a very informed United side.
Yeah. Sheffield United, they were appalling at West Ham on Monday night, weren't they? And I think Fulham are going to win here. I'm going to go Fulham 2, Sheffield United 0.
I think I'm going to agree with you. I think Fulham are going to win. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to go 1-0 Fulham.
Right. And then we've got another derby game. West Ham against Tottenham. Do you make West Ham favourites for this one?
I think if I said I made West Ham favourites, I think I'd come across as biased one now. But I mean, why not? I mean, they're in the Europa League spot, playing some good stuff, which I never thought I'd say. West Ham side.
David Moyes
West Ham side would be playing, but he can't put them out of it. I always think that the early kickoffs are always hard to predict. I don't know what it is. It's just they're always hard to predict. You never know what's going to happen, and like I say, with the London derby added in there, DG, could it be a result for his Hammers?
I think it might be. I just got a feeling.
Is it going to be a repeat of the earlier game this season?
I'm going to go West Ham 1, Tottenham 0.
I'm going to go for what 3-3. I'm going to go 2-2.
Well, there's something you don't see often. Me predicting Spurs to lose and Alfie doesn't.
Yeah.
There we go. Then we got two of my favourite sides facing off. Aston Villa versus Leicester at Villa Park. To be fair, it will actually, for the neutral, be a really good game to sit down and watch, I think this will be.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester on the back of that performance against Liverpool, maybe not the Europa League performance, I won't want a repeat of that, but massive game for them, especially if they're wanting to push on for the Champions League place, so they're not an easy place to go for it. And I think Brendan Rodgers bringing off Maddison and Vardy is probably looking forward to the fixture on Sunday, because I think for them it probably is their best chance of getting into the Champions League next season. I think some of the sides in the Europa League currently would on paper are better than Leicester, but you can't take anything away from the form domestically, and I think if they get a win, it definitely pushes them on for the top four. I mean, I'm just looking here that the 4 points clear of Chelsea in fourth, and West Ham in fifth, 4 points clear as well. But they've got the superior goal difference, and I think that if they get the win, then it's a massive push for them for the top four.
Do you know what? I think Villa are going to win. I think Leicester. It'd be interesting to see how they react to playing Thursdays. Thursday, Sunday, especially if they progress further and further through the Europa League. Whether that will make them dip, because you see it often happen so often.
Yeah.
It happened to Wolves last season.
Yeah, I mean the travelling is a lot, especially
to Arsenal.
Yeah,
right? And I don't know. Villa are a good side, and I think they're going to win. I'm going to go Villa 2, Leicester 1.
I don't think it's going to be a Leicester win. I'm going to go for a draw, and I'm going to go 1-1.
Alright. Then we'll talk about your anything interesting in the comments there.
Yeah, I'm just reading here. When are you interviewing the Sutton-on-Trent FC legend Ali Atkin? Oh well, we can probably get it sorted out in the next few weeks.
Right.
Scored goals for fun. What else we got here? While we're on it, he's also said double figures for City this weekend, I reckon. Oh God, I hope not.
Who are you making favourites for the Europa League, Alfie?
God, that is a tough one. I mean, I'm gonna stick with my team, Arsenal.
I'm gonna go Tottenham
in all fairness, if I'm not looking at biasly, I think Man United. Personally, I think that win against Sociedad last night was massive for them, and I think that it will.
I'm gonna go Tottenham. I don't think you can count Jose out look. He's not having the greatest time at the minute, but I don't think you can count him out in a European competition. And then we've got thoughts on Liam Walsh from Tom, who's a Yeovil Town fan. Liam Walsh is an excellent footballer. I love him very much and I miss him very much, and he'd slot perfectly into our midfield now. Right, let's get back on track.
Where are we at?
Did you give your Villa Leicester prediction?
1-1.
1-1.
I think I said.
Right, Arsenal versus Manchester City. Look, you've been better in the past few weeks, but this is a bridge too far, surely.
I mean, the way that City have looked on the road as well. The 4-1 at Anfield. I mean, the thing is, the reverse fixture early in the season, I thought was, for us, not a bad result. Losing 1-0 and not looking out of it, but like you say, I think it is a stretch too far. I mean, if we got a result, it'd be an absolute miracle the way that City are playing at the minute. I mean, let's be honest, they do look like they're on course to win the league. And I mean, I don't really want to talk about it too much because I think it might end in tears. And
I don't think I've
this
seen you predict an Arsenal loss yet.
I think this is going to be the first time I do, and I'm going to back us to score. I'm going to go 3-1 City. Not very often I'll predict that.
Yeah, look, I think I made it perfectly clear last week that I think Manchester City will have the title wrapped up by April. I personally, I can only see this going one way, and it's the way that, the last few meetings at the Emirates between Arsenal and Man City have gone, which is a convincing Manchester City win. I was going to say 3-1 as well.
I'm going to say 4, are you?
No, I'll go 0-2, just to make it a bit interesting.
Right, spot
on. Then Manchester United versus Newcastle United. Look, Newcastle have come in for a lot of stick from this show in particular recently, and I can't see things getting. Well, I say getting any better.
They have got better.
They have got better, but
and I thought it like we say the Southampton game. I mentioned it, finishing with 9 and defending as a unit. I mean,
but it just seems to me they just took one step forward with the Southampton win and then the Everton win, and they just took so many steps back with that performance. Look, I know going to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, I know they're on form, but have a go, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean the thing is it going to be the same story at Old Trafford? I mean, probably. Let's be honest. I mean, the only thing I can see is a United win, and I'm not going to pack another underdog win here. And
I think you backed Newcastle to get a point at Chelsea, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it again. I think I ran my luck with the game against Everton, and you'd think I'm a United fan the way I'm going today. I want to go. I'm going to go with the same 3-1.
Yeah, I think most Man United fans would accept that the title race is probably.
Yeah. Right, we've got 3 new comments. We'll see them first. Are Liverpool making the top 4 this year? Oh, that's a good question. That.
We'll discuss these after the predictions.
Yeah.
So Man United, Newcastle, and I think Man United would probably accept that the title race is probably over.
Yeah.
I think it's all about consolidating second place for Manchester United, which wouldn't be bad considering the starts of the season.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I would say this is probably going to be a convincing 3-0 win.
Yeah, but I said 3-1, and we'll get on.
You're backing Newcastle to score.
I am.
That is a bold one,
Yeah.
especially with no Callum Wilson. Final Premier League game is Brighton versus what
massive
seems like
derby.
Massive derby. the A23 derby, as they like to bill it. I still don't know. Look, if there's any Brighton or Crystal Palace fans watching, can you please explain to me why this is a rivalry? Because I don't know.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I was looking on Twitter earlier, and there was a Brighton fan, and he was saying it's the closest team. The closest team after that is Crawley.
Yeah,
and obviously exactly. So I believe that's why it is. I don't think they really like the whole A23? Did you say derby? Yeah, but either way, a derby nonetheless. And to be honest, with the way Palace are playing at the minute, I think
they're a bit out of sorts at the minute.
Yeah, I do think it could be a convincing win.
Knows Zaha as well.
Yeah, and Brighton playing well. Got the big win at Anfield. I mean,
how did they get on last week?
The drew.
With Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Should have won.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same old story with them. I mean, like we say, the expected goals read into what you want. They've got. They've always seemed that's their issue. They just can't finish.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that maybe the occasion is going to get to them. The poor form of Palace, and I don't think I'll ever back a Brighton 3-0 win ever, but I'm going to go for it 3-0 Brighton.
I'll go 2-0.
2-0.
Right. What?
We've got a few. Would Liverpool get top 4?
Oh, good question.
And that is actually a good question. I don't think you can completely rule them out of it, but
are Chelsea going to keep?
Yeah, it depends how long this new manager run.
Are Leicester going to stay in?
I mean, they are 6 points clear, Leicester. I think that win.
Yeah, but I think after after the season started again, after the first lockdown last year, I think Leicester was something like 8 points clear in the top 4.
It is a hard one to call. I mean, you can never rule Liverpool out of it.
No.
The squad they've got.
Do you know what? I'll stick my neck on the line. Who asked?
I can't remember who asked now, but we'll say what you're going.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Over
right.
Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it's hard. I'm going to say no, just to keep it interesting. Right, next one.
Thoughts on the nickname, babe? Yeah. A personal story there. That's what my dad always used to call me, and he knows it. He knows that nickname winds me up. So we'll skip that one.
Right, next one. Opinions on the best individual season by a player in the Championship. I mean, I don't know if it's a serious question. There's only one player for me.
Go on.
It's Taarabt.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's right. Played last night.
Not very well.
He's not like his former glories.
No, he looks like
Neil Warnock's QPR.
It looks like he's had a few nights in the pub. Personally, he looks proper off the mark and nothing like.
He's a weird one, Taarabt, though, isn't he? Because when he could be arsed, what an amazing footballer. What probably could still be now.
Yeah.
You don't lose stuff like that, if you ask me.
It's the same you say like Hatem Ben Arfa on the day, but if they're not on the day every day, it's a bit pointless, really, isn't it?
Opinions on he's not catching us out.
No, you think I'm falling for that one? Will Callum Wilson get 15 goals this season? Well, depends now of his injury.
See, this is reference to a bet that me and this particular person made at the start of the season. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say he's going to come back from injury.
I mean, it depends. I mean, what's he on now? He's on double figures, isn't he? 10? Is he? 10, yeah. I mean, why not? Right, next one. Todd Cantwell.
It's not going to work and I'm not going to bite.
Todd Cantwell.
Is that in response to our funnily enough, mentioning Todd Cantwell.
Played well, didn't he?
We're going to be talking about Norwich City.
Yeah.
Norwich,
we'll move on to Norwich now.
Dipping into the EFL, hit a bumpy patch to say that I think they went 4 0-0 draws in a row. Got back to winning ways with a 4-1 win at Stoke at the weekend, and then they come to St Andrews on Wednesday night and completely outclassed us. I can hold my hands up and say, do you know what? We weren't even on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, Todd Cantwell, I mean, he looked to have an absolute blinder against us, and
he was excellent.
Yeah.
He didn't hit one stray pass all night. He just controlled the game, controlled the tempo. I can't personally believe that he's playing in the Championship for Norwich City, but there we go. No disrespect to Norwich either.
Yeah, I think Norwich's dip in form obviously allowed Brentford to catch up. Obviously, they've had a little bit of a rough patch. There's Barnsley and QPR, and of course tomorrow, innit?
Yeah.
Early kicker. But now, like you say, they've responded brilliantly. They've got Rotherham tomorrow, which will be an interesting game. Rotherham have picked up the form, but I think, like I say, Norwich, the way they've been playing recently, you'd have thought
they're going to be in the Premier League. But the thing is with Norwich City, something's caught your eye.
Yeah, I've just seen it.
The thing is with Norwich City, the excellent Championship team, never quite good enough for the Premier League. Just
yo-yo club,
yo-yoing up and down.
I think it's going to be what West Brom are going to be like now.
Yeah.
Just up, down, up, down.
But no, some really, really, really good players in that Norwich team. Like Todd Cantwell, Max Harrens. Look, even if they were to go up, I would not rule them out and getting a move anyway. If that
Emi Buendia,
absolutely
fantastic
Timu
Pukki.
Yeah. But yeah, like I say, they came to St Andrews on Tuesday night and they completely outclassed us. Like we weren't even on the same wavelength. It was just ridiculous. And Tim Krul in goal as well. I'm a big fan of Tim Krul. We did manage to
excellent penalty.
Yeah, we did manage to force. I was quite pleased that we managed to force him into a few saves in the second half as well.
Definitely massive for the Championship as well.
Yeah, and I think
it's experience as well. You think of like the World Cups he's been to.
Talking about Oliver Skip as well, on loan from Tottenham. Not particularly someone you'd want to praise, I suppose. You personally.
No, he's young, good
very
talent.
good.
Yeah.
And then the only areas where I'd imagine Norwich would probably need to improve is central defence, because I thought at times on Wednesday night,
Was it Gibson playing?
Ben Gibson and Grant Hanley did look a little bit susceptible, and I'd expect and would hope for a Norwich fan that they are looking at central defenders for the summer transfer window.
Right.
Catch us out in the comments. We're smart, we're university students.
I'm not Robbie.
Here.
I'm not Robbie.
We're university students here. Show some respect. We're smart. We're street smart. You're not going to catch us out with silly little things like that. Right. So in the week, Bristol City lost at home to Reading, and they decided to wield the axe on their manager Dean Holden. What is it? 6 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
In all competitions, I think the last win was Huddersfield. It was at end of Jan.
Yeah.
And rightly so, getting rid of him. They've been absolutely poor.
Yeah, I can't say I can't say I'm surprised with the recent result. 6-0 away to Watford.
Especially a Watford side haven't particularly looked brilliant this season.
No.
To say where they are in the league.
I mean, this is the same Watford who you watched them play against us and looked absolutely awful.
And that was 6-0 after that, wasn't it? Yeah, that was only last week. Yeah.
But I can't say I'm surprised that they've sacked him, and I can't say I'm surprised it hasn't. Decision to get rid of Lee Johnson last season, and you put his number 2 in charge. I don't personally see what changes.
Well, I can't remember who said it. When they put the number 2 in charge, you should always take, if your manager leaves, then the assistant should leave. So like I say, it's sort of it's just a waste of time, really, isn't it? It's moving backwards. It's not a step forward.
2012.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same ideas, the same personnel. But yeah, I'm not surprised it hasn't worked out. They had a little bit of a honeymoon period at the start of the season where I think they were top after 6 games or something like that. But yeah, I think Paul Cook is the favourite for that job, which I think, Paul Cook always gets touted with a vacant managerial position in the Championship, and I can see why, because he did well to get Portsmouth up from League 2, did well to get Wigan up, keep them up in the first season.
Yeah.
And barring very unfortunate circumstances last season, would have kept them up again.
Should have as well, really. I think it was a bit of a...
Not so much should have, because I think in my eyes he did.
No, I mean, in my eyes, like, should have as in, I think the whole decision... Controversial, to say the least.
They did muster enough points to stay in the league.
Exactly.
They were
and they nearly stayed up with the points deduction as well, didn't they?
A good manager. I'm sure he strikes me as a good bloke to play your football for. Paul Cook. He seems like a proper man, Scouser, proper man manager, a bit lively, a bit eccentric, and I think he'd bring a lift to Bristol City, and I think it'd be a wise appointment for them to make.
I mean, while we're on the subject of new managers in the Championship, I'm sure you've seen Thierry Henry favourite for the Bournemouth job.
Yeah, and
I think it's a terrible appointment personally. I mean, I absolutely love the man, but his managerial career has, well, it's not been great, has it? Let's be honest. Monaco was
a disaster.
A bit of it was a joke, and then I think was it Vancouver Whitecaps or something. He was over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really interested in his soccer. And he didn't look great over there.
I think, we've joked about him, especially when not Thierry, about this particular person when he got handed the reins at Bournemouth. But do you not think it's a bit disrespectful to Jonathan Woodgate?
Well, to be honest with you, the FA Cup run they're on, knocking Burnley out, who have picked up the form, Premier League team. I think the only thing is, with a club like Bournemouth, giving Woodgate, it's a bit of a risk. Well, a bit of a risk, a massive risk, because...
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk putting Thierry Henry in charge.
Yeah, well, 100%. I mean, it was weird. It's obviously Jason Tindall. I mean, I think
another assistant.
I think most of the fans wanted him gone. But it was weird because Jonathan Woodgate got appointed as backroom staff only about 5 days before, and then he's in. So, thing is, you can't discredit what he's done. I mean,
he's got them back on track.
And it's complete contrast to what I watched of the Borough games last season. I mean, I'd hate to have been a Borough fan because I watched some of the worst games of football that I've seen in my lifetime when Woodgate was in charge. I mean, that Barnsley game is. I've seen 0-0s that were better than that by a mile. And yeah, but like I say, it probably is a bit disrespectful with the way that he's brought
I think he's earned a shot at being in the hat.
I think the thing is for Bournemouth, it's the squad they've got. It was more of a they have to go up.
Yeah, I suppose so. The thing is with Bournemouth,
it's a risk.
That was Eddie Howe's club, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just couldn't think of another person who could come in
and do the
and
same
that's what
job.
I think. That's why they appointed Jason Tindall to start with. I think it looked like a natural progression kind of thing, you know, on a different scale, of course. Like when Ferguson left Man United. You know, who's gonna come in and fill such big boots?
Definitely.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm not comparing. But you know what I mean.
You look what he brought him from. He was League
brought
Two.
him on the brink of existence.
Was it who he went to in between?
Burnley, and he didn't enjoy it, and he come back when Bournemouth were in League One, took more to the Premier League.
And I mean, he did look for a couple of seasons like watching it, and it didn't work out for him in the end. I bet he's enjoying the time off at the moment, isn't he?
Excellent pundit. If you see him on Sky as well. I do like listening to him, and I'm sure he'll find another job in no time. Any other questions?
Oh God. Well, I think the only one that's probably worth answering. Will the Soccer Saturday boost land this week?
That is a good question.
It is.
Because I'm a very loyal soccer. You don't touch it, do you?
I backed it once and it was about throwing £5 down the drain, so I don't touch it again.
I'm a very loyal fan of the boost. I do it for tradition.
Who's on it?
Pretty much. I think, if I'm right in saying, it is Norwich at home to Rotherham. We can't be on it again because we're the early kick-off. Swansea, whether they've got Swansea. Let me just check. Bear with me. Swansea away to Huddersfield.
Yeah.
And this is the risky one. They give you an option game, so you can choose the outcome of the different one. It's Burnley to beat West Brom.
No.
8-1.
No, I'm not backing it. I'm going to say no, it's not coming in.
Well, I'll back it.
Save your money. Oh, we got the answer there, Burnley. Save your money.
I'll back it through tradition, just because, but
right.
Maybe. It come in last week, so it's due a loss. Right. Very quickly gloss over before the big giveaway.
Yeah.
Sunderland, finally their fans have got the takeover that they've been craving. He's about our age, isn't he?
2 years older than us. I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, he's got money to splash at it, hasn't he? And I think billionaire in it they're on about. And to be honest, it could be the thing that'll prepare. I mean, it is exciting when you hear the word billionaire and football club.
Does it really matter now with financial fair play, though?
No, I mean, you look at it on paper and you just think, well, that's.
I mean, our owners are worth billions and billions of pounds, but they just don't put the money into that.
That's what I say. Yeah, I mean, you look at on
Stan
paper.
Kroenke's worth billions of pounds.
Well, you don't put any money in. I mean, you look at it on paper, billionaire.
Yeah.
It looks exciting. Yeah. Whether it will be. I mean, he's 23 years old. It's either going to be a stroke of genius from him, or
23-year-old who's come into some money and, you know, he's just bought a football club just for the laugh. And
how long will he enjoy it for?
You know, you look just up the road, Mike Ashley at Newcastle. He openly come out and admitted, he said, when I bought Newcastle, I was young, I'd got loads of money, and I just thought, you know, let's buy a football club.
I think the thing is, though, I think it will be. I mean, they were looking dark. I mean, to stay in League One that many years.
I mean, they could do it again.
I mean, the thing, well, to be honest with you, the way they're playing at the minute, the form they're on, Charlie White can't stop scoring goals. It's a good sign for him. I don't think they'll want a spell in the playoffs. And I mean, to be honest, at the top, Hull, I mean, they're a bit mismatched. Portsmouth are on a bit of a poor spell. Donny have lost. But there is a big man coming back for Donny.
Oh, wow. In fact, because it's his... Tomorrow, James Coppinger, they're playing in a kit that he designed.
Yeah, the gold one.
So we just want... Who have they got, actually? Should know this as a friend of the show, they're at home to Hull, which is a massive game as well. So best of luck to Doncaster and James tomorrow.
They've had no end of hard games recently. Obviously,
No, I know.
Accrington, Sunderland.
But yeah, best of luck to James and Doncaster on his big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully 3 points.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Quickly, before we do the giveaway, there's a bit of a character come back into football this week.
A bit.
A bit of a character. Mr. Niall Ranger is back in football, back at Southend United, where you could probably argue he had the most productive spell of his career.
Yeah, I think got 8 league goals in League One. And
In a Southend team that wasn't very good.
yeah, and to be honest with you, he's in a Southend team that
Not very good now.
a lot worse and looking like I think they're out of the bottom two. I think it's Barrow and Grimsby now, isn't it? And I think, to be honest with you, for a League Two striker, if they can keep him out of jail,
Yeah.
he needs
Quite
a
literally
monopoly
out of
card,
jail.
doesn't he? Yeah.
He needs to get out of jail free card.
Yeah, and I think they do have a good player on their hands for a League Two level,
Yeah,
really.
definitely.
I mean, he wouldn't have played, God knows, I mean, he had a season where
There
he
must
played,
be something about him to keep giving him these chances. Like,
I mean, the thing is, it's one of them ones where there's no doubt the talent's there.
yeah.
But it's literally, can you keep him out of jail? Can you keep him... I think the thing is now, he
Keep him out of
must have
trouble.
matured a bit. He's getting on for 30, surely.
Nearly. I think he's 29.
Yeah, I think it's
If
probably...
the penny hasn't dropped
it's
now,
his last chance.
it is his... Look, how many times have we said it about Noel Ranger? But
Yeah.
now, Noel Ranger back then always had the, he's a young lad, and he from
Yeah.
a bit of a rough background, give him benefit of the doubt. But now he's 30,
Yeah.
nearly.
The thing is,
touching 30.
Yeah.
He's not going to get that chance. It really is, at a respectable level,
Yeah.
his last
And-
chance saloon.
And the thing is, Southend need it, really.
I think it's a risk worth taking for Southend.
Yeah,
because
100%. They've only won 6 league games this season, and
lowest scorers in the league as well by a long one, aren't they?
by 2, yeah, Grimsby have scored 20,
Yeah.
they've scored 18. And I think it probably, if it pays off,
It'd
it's
be a
good
master
for-
stroke, and if it doesn't pay off, it could be a... Well, what were they thinking here?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think I did see it was on incentives.
Yeah.
So there's obviously something there to
Keep him
pay
focused.
as you play, yeah, and it's
Yeah.
something for him to work towards. Because to be honest, he's what is it 2 years off? I think he went to non-league club in
Yeah.
between. It must have been 2 years. He's probably needing the money, really.
yeah.
So it might keep him on track.
Be
and
interested to see how the Ranger,
might
as he
keep
likes
him
to
up.
call himself, and Southend get on.
Right, we have actually had another question here. What do you think? This is a good one.
It's actually a really good question.
Referee Darren Drysdale's antics, because I think we disagreed on this, didn't we? Because
No.
I thought that it was one of them sort of things where they get hounded, referees, and
Yeah.
and rightly so in some cases. And the thing is, say what you want, especially about EFL referees, they come under a lot of fire, and most of the time it's rightly so. But when a players are giving it to you constantly getting on your back, I think why not? It sort of shows that the referee's still human.
Yeah.
He's not there to be messed around with. I think he's rightly suspended for this weekend's
Yeah,
game.
look, the argument is if that was the other way round, he'd be off the pitch and he'd probably be suspended for
the thing
months and months and
the
months.
thing is, we always say, would that happen in rugby?
Oh, don't start this.
No,
because
because-
Nah, you sound like one of these...
You have got to respect the referee at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, you have.
They do make...
But don't get
horrible-
comparing football to rugby. It's completely different.
No,
sport.
but it's the referee still does the same job.
Yeah,
He
I get what
referees
you're
a
saying.
game, and at the end of the day, you've got to respect him. And if
Yeah.
it's a...
Well, I think Darren Drysdale was... I wouldn't say well within his rights, but I can...
it's
they're not...
quite a funny look. It's Alan Judge, it must be the smallest player on the pitch.
I know.
You know,
It's-
everyone's-
he's not... So I can, like you say, he is a human being
yeah.
at the end of the day, and it's an interesting one. Maybe a week off would do him some good.
Think about his actions.
Yeah, it's a bit in the naughty corner.
Yeah.
Right, without further ado, this is the moment that all our new Twitter followers have been waiting
If
for.
any of them are watching, right, put my iPad down. Yeah.
We're just going to prove to you here that this is completely
Right.
down the middle, straight, legitimate.
Let me. Where is it? Right. So what time is it? Yeah, it's near enough 6 o'clock. We have got the Wheel of Names, which is
The Wheel of Fortune.
absolutely. I don't know if you can see it because I can't see the live thing anymore. Single name on. And like I say, we've added everyone from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and nearly 300 people I think overall entered. So thank you to everyone that entered and shared.
And that's
Much
the solid winner.
appreciated. Yeah, and let's go for it. Right, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
I'll turn the volume up. I think you can hear it anyway. Here we go. And the winner is...
Swalk 1977.
S-Walk 1977. I mean, if you watch...
S-Walk, not Swalk.
Well, if you're watching, well done. We'll get in contact with you. We'll take your address and all that, and we'll get it sent out to you.
But if he's not watching, we shall DM him immediately.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's all we got time for this week. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at the same time next week.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you enjoy the new setup. I mean, it's best. I think it's the best thing to do while we're at the studio.
Yeah, definitely. And congratulations to
S-Walk.
S-Walk.
Yeah. And like I say, it is hard doing these. I think.
Yeah, it is.
It is a lot when you're pre-recorded. There's a lot less pressure. I mean,
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get better within each week, and and hopefully Karen enjoying it. And
It's not a fix.
fix.
It's not a fix.
The hours that I spent writing every single name down. So,
Not a fix.
It's
Right. Thank you everybody for watching. See you next week.
Yeah. Let's stop it.